Hello and welcome to episode number 68 on the Online Trainers podcast. Today's topic is how do you stay focused amongst all the chaos? Hello and welcome to the Online Trainers podcast, where we go behind the scenes to uncover the latest tactics and strategies top trainers around the world are using to get more clients, dominate their marketplace and get their clients amazing results. There is absolutely no fluff here. I'm your host, Lynn Trim. Now, I woke up this morning feeling chaotic. I don't know if you've ever woken up and you felt like you're jumping out of a plane and things seem to be thrown at you. You're in a complete reactive state. Nothing goes to the plan that you set out last night, even if you planned, and this might have not been planned, but I didn't plan last night and things were completely out of chaos. Things are out of order. And when things are out of order, I woke up feeling completely just like I wanted to just stop. And really, this was probably one of the things that I've learned as to why habits are so important, because there will be days like this. In fact, I probably experience this once a month where you tell yourself stories, you tell yourself that you're not progressing as quickly as you should be, you're comparing yourself to others. And once again, this podcast is a documentation of really what I'm learning along the way as a coach, as a trainer, as a mentor, as someone that's putting in and grinding in through the work as what it takes to become what people would say is quote-unquote successful. Now, this morning I woke up and it was a different state. I looked towards my whys, and whilst I felt they were compelling, I didn't feel them. I felt disconnected. I felt rushed. I felt like I had a mind blank, that I didn't have my stuff in place, that systems and people and staff and clients and things weren't progressing, and I felt as though the world was tumbling upon me. Now, I don't know if that's an exaggeration. I don't know if you feel the same, but while I'm doing this and it's 12 o'clock, I'm heading into the gym, but from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock, it felt like I was in a bit of a war zone. And the only thing that got me going through, the only thing that got me to focus, the only thing that got me to realign myself with what I was doing was, number one, having a plan and reopening that plan and really trying to pull myself into the state that I was in when I wrote that plan. But the other thing is your habits. And if you follow me on Facebook or if you're listening to this podcast, the two things that I do every single day, that I do no matter what, is number one, write a Facebook status of my thoughts, feelings, whatever quotes come up into my head for myself. And number two is do a podcast episode. These two things, actually, these habits allow me to realign myself with my center. I don't know if that just came out wrong or that came out woo-woo like, but I truly mean realign me with what I'm used to doing, because it's your habits that are going to pull you through towards your goals. And so by doing my status, by doing the podcast, I allowed myself to settle, because I've been in that zone. I've been in that focus zone before. As soon as I do a podcast, everything feels like it's okay. I've won for the day. As soon as I've put my thoughts out and documented what I was thinking for the day, I've won, because I've exercised this muscle. And why I talk about focus so much is because there will be days where you wake up and things don't go according to plan. Chaos will spread. Your clients suddenly drop off. You'll have your tax come at you, right? You'll have leads just bomb through. Your Facebook ads will be completely off. Your sales team will blow up. Just chaos. I'm talking about big chaos. But at the end of the day, what will pull you through is your ability to see progression every single day. And for me, it's so important to do the tiny two things that I do every day to keep myself progressing forward. And why I do what I do is a very, very funny concept. The first, my mission, my goal is to help health and fitness professionals who have passion for what they do, passion for what they niche, really overcome resistance and spread their word and build legacy upon that. I want to help you build your legacy. That is if you have something amazing to share. That is if you're passionate about changing people's lives for the better, and if that's you're passionate about being the expert, because I truly believe that in order for you to become the expert authority, you need to become the expert authority. You need to immerse yourself in that, and you can't deviate and move from being an expert to a salesperson, a marketing person. You need to stay in that zone, and that's why I'm putting out all this content, to give you the up-to-date knowledge. Okay, but I'm digressing, because I was talking about focus and why I do what I do every single day. Why do I go up and write these statuses, and why do I go off and do a podcast episode? Because I realize that it realigns me and it really settles me.
because in doing that, I see progression. One of the biggest things, and one of the things that I'm afraid of losing, is I'm afraid of losing this muscle to take action. And what I mean by that is taking action isn't about doing the work. It's about overcoming fear. It's about overcoming resistance. And the two things that I do every single day, no matter what, to overcome fear: number one, put my thoughts out into a podcast. Number two, put my thoughts out into a Facebook post, no matter what. And only because I've had a few people ask me, why do I do a Facebook post every day? It comes up in conversation, comes up in meetings, and why does it have to be so opinionated? Why is it so like I'm a guru? And it's not the fact that I'm a guru or I want to be a guru. It's the fact that I feel like it's on my mind, and the way I want to articulate it to the world is to hopefully benefit or inspire or motivate anyone that's out there. But also, it's there to keep this action-taking ability on point, because everything's a muscle. If you don't use it, you're going to lose it. If you're not consistently taking action, the ability for you to take action is going to be harder next time. If I suddenly stop writing status updates, and I know this sounds stupid, but here's the truth. If I stop doing this podcast, do you know how hard it will be for me to go off and do a video for a course or content or put out myself out there? It will be extremely hard, because suddenly I've got this resistance. Because I'm so used to putting myself out there again becomes super easy. Same thing with Facebook posts. So many people out there are so afraid to sell themselves, put out an opinion or stand for something, that it frightens 99% of people. I know, because I tell people this all the time. Your number one buyer should be your closest network, the people that know you, the people that think you're awesome. If you can't convince them, how are you going to convince cold traffic? Cold traffic meaning someone who's never heard of you before. The reasons why I'm doing this podcast today is to show you that, or really it's to document down to myself, and hopefully you learn from my experience, that when you're running in a chaotic experience, when you have chaos in your world, the only thing that's going to settle you is your ability to follow through on the daily things that you do, the habits, the small habits that you have in place. It's like the weight loss journey. The only thing, right, that's going to keep your clients going is because they go to the gym every single day, and they know they need to go to the gym, and they've got this itch to go to the gym because they've done it every single day, and that's become a habit. Okay, even though they're not motivated, they just know they have to go because they know they feel so much better afterwards, and that it falls back into place. And that's the power of habits. So today's podcast episode is to really have a look at, number one, setting yourself up with a proper game plan as we finish 2016. It's nearly Christmas already. But number two, it's actually going out and making sure that you're instilling yourself with the daily habits to keep you taking action every single day. Like, it's not one, it's what you have to understand, this isn't a one-trick pony. You're not going to put something out there and then become a millionaire next day. What you have to understand, it's a continual journey. It's a continual journey of growth, okay? Because once you start to grow, once you see yourself grow, you'll find happiness in that. And so what I've learned, just like getting into shape, just like you tell your clients that it's a lifestyle, right? This committing to being better is a complete lifestyle, because once you understand this and once you put this into action, your life is going to be better, okay? Yes, you're going to do more work, but it's going to be better, okay? And that's what I want for you, the person listening to this episode today, because ultimately I want you to go out and I want you to build your legacy based on the things that I've learned. That's the thing that would make me the most happy. That's why I do what I do, because I want you to go out and spread your message to help more people, whether it's get into shape, whether it's educate them, whether it's coach them, whether it's for them to overcome their adversity, to help go and contribute to make somebody else's life better, would make this whole podcast experience, whatever content I put out, whatever courses I deliver, is there to really help you overcome adversity and help you realize that there are more people exactly just like you out there that needs help, that needs your help. And it needs you to step up, needs you to become that leader. What I want you to do, and if you're taking action every single day, because I get a few emails every day saying, Leon, I take action, and we are now up to 1,500 downloads or listens a day or whatever it is. I don't know, because I don't track these metrics. I just do it for the sake of doing it and getting my message out there. But for the people that are doing the task, I firstly want to congratulate you. I tip my hat off to you, because I know that if I had something like this to listen to, it'd take me about 40 episodes to actually go, holy shit, maybe I should do something about this. And if you are that person that's doing something, I really firstly want to congratulate you. The second thing is, what I want you to do today is I want you to figure out 1 to 2. Actually, I want you to do 2, because 2 is always better than 1. Non-negotiable habits that you're going to implement in your life every single day. Non-negotiable meaning you have to do it no matter what. I don't care how bad you're feeling, that's actually going to be there to pull you back up in a good state. That if you get those 2 things done for that day, you have won the day. Because the two things for me that I've made it so easy for myself to feel like, number one, I've won the day is to write a Facebook post. Not for the sake of writing a Facebook post, but remember, to keep that action-taking ability alive, right? To overcome what judgment of what other people, to overcome fear. That's why I do what I do. And the second thing is to put out content. Those are my two things. If I do it, I've won the day. So that whenever you come into an unfocused state, just like I was in this morning, you can reclaim the rest of the day. You can sit down, you can reflect, you can take the day off, and you can say, look, I've done what I've done for today, and I'm progressing in that. Okay, so your task, of course, is to, whilst I reverse park, is to come up with 2 non-negotiable, absolutely non-negotiable habits that you are going to implement in your life that's actually going to move you forward. Because in cases of chaos, adversity, when life gets in the way, when people don't do what they're supposed to do, when your clients drop off, when you are trying to chase leads, when you don't have any money, when you're kicked out of home, things will come up. And it's always great to have something that's a complete backup plan that's going to save your ass. And I say this because I'm so grateful to be able to have this podcast episode with you, and so grateful to be able to overcome fear and take action. And so I want that for you, because I know that any other day, if I didn't have this, I would have just gone, that's a waste of a day, okay? And your second task, of course, is to get yourself an accountability buddy. Do that by sharing this podcast episode with them, making sure they listen and making sure they take action on this with you, okay? I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Alright, if you enjoyed this podcast, please leave me a 5-star review on iTunes, and feel free to leave a review, and that way I can respond and I can take that on board in developing content to serve you. Now, if you're not a part of the Online Trainers Club on Facebook, please do yourself a favor and be a part of the conversation. That's where I add daily tips, tricks, and strategies on how you can build out funnels, how you can get more clients, and ultimately become a better online coach. Thank you for listening.